Bailiffs, stop lying to people.
Yo, if you think police is bad, yeah, you know what's worse than police is bailiffs.
Our car was seized by bailiffs last week and we didn't even know we owed anything.
These bailiffs will say anything and everything to collect the funds from you.
We don't pay bailiffs.
At all.
If you do, that's very silly.
Yeah.
They actually can't really do much.
Okay, move away. Let me do my job.
No, you're not doing your job. You're doing something illegal.
Okay, let me do
and I'm
my
not going to
job.
let you touch my car. Simple. Right?
Better not be my kids, cause I'll go mad. Bailiffs.
Britain's broken system strikes again, and this time it's knocking at your door. From single mums to pensioners, no one's safe from the bailiff blitz. Welcome to the world of UK bailiffs. Intimidation, fear, and so-called debt recovery that looks more like legalised robbery. Today on RANTS, we dive into the rage exploding on TikTok, people sharing terrifying stories of what happens when the bailiffs come knocking. If you thought council tax was bad, wait till you see what happens when you miss a payment. Let's get into it. And if you're sick of being squeezed by the system, hit subscribe and join the noise.
The day I realised my mum was a stone-cold gangster is when bailiffs knocked at the door and said, give us 7 bags, we're not leaving. And these man came on the vibes of, if you can't pay, we'll take it away. And then my mum said to them, nah, I'm going to give you 300, the rest will be a payment plan. They said, nah, 7 bags, we'll take everything in the yard. Bro, my mum looked them dead in the eyes and said, come in, go on, take. See, let's see what you find. Come and take the stuff. These man came in the yard. They said, what, you think we're joking? We went through every single room. And then they came back to my mum. They said, well, you still trying to do the payment plan? They couldn't find shit because the bad thing is the day before my mum took everything to store it. Bro, they said no negotiation. Anything under 3.5 bags, we're not accepting. And then they come back and they said, what, you still trying to do the £300 thing? My mum said, nah, it's 200 now. Bro, my mum hit them with the Uno reverse. Take or leave it. Because what are you going to do? Huh? You can't threaten no more. That's when I clocked, bro. My mum is on a different level. How are you pre-planning all of this?
Better not be my kids, cause I'll go mad. Bailiffs. Can I help ya? Are you Donna Marie Smith? Who's asking ya? Mia from Marsden's to collect a debt of £5,500 that you've got in your name for carpets, couches and credit cards. You've got the wrong Donna. That's my sister. I am Donatella. You expect me to believe that, do ya, Miss Marie? You're here bringing up my sister and it's causing me anxiety because she's dead. She fell off a cruise ship 2 years ago. So not only is the debt in your sister's name, but she's also drowned. That is exactly what I'm saying. The died with her, so if you want the debt collecting, get a submersible and go and find a nice car.
Right. Do you know, right, that you ain't allowed to clamp this car? Do you know that? Do you know that? Right,
Sir,
because
please move away. Let me do my job.
I'm doing mine.
Sir, please
right,
move away from...
because once you've done what you've done, right, I'm taking you to court. Right, because what you're doing is illegal.
Okay, move away. Let
right?
me do my job.
No, you're not doing your job. You're doing something illegal.
Okay, let me
and I'm not going to let you touch my car. Simple. Right? I'm not letting you touch my car. Simple. My car is on finance, right? The law says that you cannot clamp or tow away a car that is on finance.
Sir, please
if you want to come to some other arrangement, then we can do that. Right? But if you're going to be difficult about this,
credit card or cash, £1142.
Right?
That's what you have to pay today.
No, it doesn't matter about that. It don't matter about that. But I'm telling you, you're not doing this. You're not doing this. Right? I'm being nice. I'm being decent. Right? And I'm telling you. Well, I'll tell you what then. Wait until I phone your office. Wait until I phone your office.
You can phone the office.
No. I'm not going to allow you to put the clamp on while I'm talking to your office. I ain't going to allow you to do that. Your company said to me 7 days that this is on hold. That's what your company said to me.
You are obstructing,
right?
Sir.
I'm not obstructing. You're going against your company's wishes. And when your company wanted to speak to you about you clamping my car, you wouldn't answer your phone. Why is that?
Sir, you are obstructing.
No, you're doing this job as you want to do it. Right? I don't know if you're working to whatever. Nah, I wouldn't do that.
Sir, don't push.
Stay away from my car. Don't push.
Right?
Stay away from my car.
Okay?
Because on top of that, I don't know who you are. I have no idea
Move
who
away.
you are. No, don't tell me to move away. And I'm telling you not to do it. I'm telling you not to do it. Right? This is my car. Right? It belongs to me and the finance company. Right? I told you already. The people already said to you 7 days. They said 7 days while they sort out the court papers. While they sort out the court papers. And furthermore, you shouldn't even be here. You shouldn't be at this address.
You're not supposed to be there. You know you're out of order.
Right? I do not live here.
You know you're wrong.
I do not live here. So why are you coming to this house knocking the door for me? Right? Speak to your bosses. Speak to your boss.
Let me do my job, please.
Speak to your boss.
Speak to your boss now.
I spoke to him. I told him. Right? 7-day arrangement your company said to me. Right? They said they're waiting for 7 days while they sort out the court papers.
Our car was seized by bailiffs last week and we didn't even know we owed anything. Last week, my husband was trying to get our kids to school when the bailiffs turned up at our house at 8:30 in the morning and seized our car. We had no idea this was coming. We hadn't received any letters. We haven't received any notices. It turns out that we had 3 penalty charge notices sent to our old address, which we never saw because the person who lives there now sent them back to the council and the council confirmed that they received them saying addressee no longer lives here. This then escalated to a county court judgment issued against us, but we were never served. We never received anything. But somehow the bailiffs knew exactly where to find us at our new address. So they showed up at 8:30 in the morning while my husband was trying to get the kids to school and demanded that the kids get out of the car because it was now illegal for us to drive our car and they were seizing our car. Unless we paid like £700, but because there was 3 penalty charge notices that even if we paid that £700, that they would be back the following 2 days to do the exact same thing again. We have put in an appeal, but that can take somewhere between 8 and 10 weeks. Getting to the point of knowing how to appeal was so complicated, and we had to go to a solicitor's, pay a solicitor's fee to get them to sign forms. The whole thing was just absolutely bonkers and so unfair because none of this is our fault. We use our car for daily family life. I sometimes use it for work, and it's now costing us in Ubers and trains. We called the council and they basically said that there's nothing that they can do. How is this allowed to happen? We didn't ignore anything. If anyone has been through this or has any advice, please, 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 please share. Because honestly, everywhere we turn, we just hit a wall. We have written to our MP, so hopefully that might help. The stress and the time that this is all taken is absolutely infuriating, and all because of incompetencies of the council that we now have to deal with.
Yo, if you think police is bad, yeah, you know what's worse than police is bailiffs. You know when these people come to your house, zero remorse. If you're bad in life and you can't pay your rent is overdue for like a couple months, yeah man, you're gonna see them at your door, but they're gonna take away a lot of stuff from your house. And if that means they're gonna take the whole house from you, they do. They got zero remorse, bro. Trust me fam, they've got zero remorse. They'll knock at your door like that. As soon as they come in, take all your belongings. If you don't pay that fucking rent, then you're done. You know, that's one of the jobs that I personally could never do. Because I can't go into someone's house where there's kids and stuff and tell them we're taking away your belongings because you can't pay your fucking rent and you're in a bad spot in life at the moment. I just can't do that job, fam. That's not for me. Honestly, there's certain documentaries I watch on these bailiffs. They don't care, fam. I get it, they're just doing their job as well. But going into people's houses and taking their shit and, you know, not caring is just deep, fam. That could be you as well in their spot.
We don't pay bailiffs.
At all.
If you do, that's very silly.
Yeah.
They actually can't really do much.
They can't. If you have a car on finance, which is going to be the majority of people watching, when they clamp your car, call them or email them and tell them, I'm giving you 2 hours to remove the clamp. Now that is making it lawful. They do not remove the clamp within the 2 hours. You are within your right to remove the clamp and leave it on the floor. Don't take it inside. Don't do nothing. Just leave it there that they can come and collect their goods. Because if your car's on finance, they cannot clamp the car. They just do. Because they work on ignorance,
and
they work on fear.
afterwards, what you're supposed to do, I guess it's dependent on the ticket though, isn't it? But majority of the tickets, it's a T7, T9.
Yeah. And even if
form.
it's not, it's
What other
T2,
form?
T3.
Yeah, so there's always forms that you can do to bring the ticket back to the original price.
Yeah.
And then you pay it. So why would you give a bailiff £500-600?
Disgusting.
Hello? Hello there. I'm going to record for my own safety.
That's great, yes.
Alright? Yeah, that's fine. Caught me on an early morning. Kate is the name that was given to me on my birth certificate. It's not the name I chose for myself.
Okay. Doesn't make that matter to me. It does.
Carry on.
Right, okay, it's about the outstanding fine you got for transport for London. Okay?
Yeah, I don't consent.
Okay.
I don't consent. I do not wish to enter any contract or joinder with you.
Yeah, it's not a contract.
I don't want to enter anything. It doesn't matter.
Okay, it's not a contract, it's a warrant.
It doesn't matter. I don't consent. I don't need to answer any questions, and I don't wish to enter any contract or joinder with you.
Right, okay.
Alright?
Well, your vehicle there, okay, I've got a warrant for it.
No. I must caution you, whereas I stand under Article 61 of Magna Carta 1250. Excuse me?
Listen.
I must caution you, whereas I stand under Article 61 of the Magna Carta 1215, which was invoked on March 2001, according to constitutional protocols, any attempt to enforce unlawful acts, statutes, or legislated laws on myself will be taken as an act of high treason for which you will stand trial before a duty of the people, of which still carries the gallows. I urge you to consider Nuremberg. I was just doing my job is no defence as evidence in the trials. Ignorance of the law is no excuse. Maxim in law. Anything you say or any action taken by you against myself will be used before the jury to deny constitutional law, its addition at common law, and carries full asset stripping. Do you understand? I stand under constitutional law, and the rules of civil procedure do not apply to we the people.
Okay, well,
I stand under common law.
I'm acting within the law, so...
No, the law is all fraudulent. It's all collapsing at the moment. You standing here is pointless. It's absolute pointless. I'm not saying you're just doing your job. You can call the police.
No, you can.
No, I don't need to.
I'll be calling the tow truck for the vehicle then.
No, you won't, because I'll take you for treason.
You touch the van, mate, you get done for 50 grand treason.
I'll have to touch it.
You will be, mate. You will. It's on video, mate. You'll be getting done for 50 grand treason,
Listen,
mate.
can you wait a minute?
Sorry.
I've already served notices in Essex, police chiefs, BJ Harrington, all of them in Essex. I've served 12 notices this week. For harm and death, alright? For harm and death, which also carries the gallows as well.
Okay.
Alright, so that's all been served. So I stand under common law.
Yeah, I don't a warrant for what?
It's got to be signed by a judge with a wetting signature. You've got to have a warrant.
Do I?
Yes.
No,
yes, you do.
It's not a warrant.
It's not a warrant.
Magistrates court liability.
Right, then, yeah.
Let's
so
get it
need
right
that, then.
before you start saying things, okay? To get your facts right.
Okay.
But we're choosing filming us, okay?
Yeah.
But we're here to enforce a magistrates court liability order.
Right, well, you need to give me proof.
No, I don't.
And what is it regarding anyway?
Council tax.
Council tax,
Yes.
right.
Are you able
I haven't signed any agreement with the council tax.
Yeah. That's
okay,
fine. I'm not going to stand here debating it with you.
Right, okay, but there is no agreement I haven't signed.
Let me finish and we'll leave.
Okay, yes.
We're going to leave you the notice through your door.
Rightio.
Get it paid, or we'll come back and enforce it.
Rightio.
If you don't pay it, you could risk losing assets.
No, you won't. No, I won't.
You're not listening.
I am
I'm not
listening.
asking. I'm telling you. Okay.
And I'm telling you too.
There we go.
There we are. Off my land, then, please.
Just leave the
you haven't got a warrant. You've got nothing.
It's not for a warrant. It's for the magistrate court.
Marriage, yeah.
Not marriage. Magistrates.
It's got to be signed by a judge.
It doesn't.
Yes, it does. I know my ins and outs of everything. I've researched it all.
With respect, you know nothing.
Yeah, well, neither do you, really.
Well, with respect, get this sorted out and let's not let it escalate.
No, I'm not. Okay? Right, okay, whatever.
Alright.
But you need a warrant.
Magistrates court liability
right,
order.
Well, it's got to be signed by a judge or you can't enforce nothing.
You're wrong.
No, I'm not wrong, actually. I've researched into this.
And you've got
I've researched into it. No, I haven't got my facts wrong at all. You just woke me up off a night shift.
It's fine.
It's not fine. I just been woke up off a night shift.
that's fine.
And you got no warrant, you understand?
Magistrates court liability.
Whatever, you haven't even got that though, have you?
Well, you know, with respect.
Well, if you call back next time, I want that, please.
You can apply for it.
No, you got to bring it with you.
If we have to call back next time.
Yes, okay.
We will enforce the court order.
Well, you bring proof with you, please.
You don't need to.
Yes, you do. I know my law.
Did you know bailiffs work on commission? So the bailiff are going to do anything they can to get that money and to get money out of you because that pays their wages. So they're going to use any bullying tactics they can to get money out of you. And they've actually got no legal right to be at your front door. They've got no legal right to ask you for money. And once the debt has gone to a bailiff, that means it's passed through a collections agency, meaning the debt company has breached your data. When you're dealing with a bailiff, just remember that they're on commission only and they're going to use anything they can to get money out of you. All unlawful tactics. They're not allowed to put the foot in the door. They're not allowed to come in your house. They're not allowed to come before 8:30 in the morning or after 5 o'clock at night. They're not allowed to harass you. They're not even allowed to be at your door because it's a complete illegal, unlawful act, because it's complete data breach why they're there. They've got your information and you never pass it on with your consent. So next time a bailiff comes to your door, ask them for the executed deed of assignment, the contract you signed to agree for the debt to be passed on in the first place, and also you want to see the warrant that's signed by the judge because they make out they've got a warrant. But the admin team for the council tax company or the energy companies will make a fake warrant and sign it themselves. They've got loads stored on the hard drive in the computers in their offices. They just print them out and give them to the bailiff or email it to the bailiff, and then the bailiff comes to your house and makes out he's got a real warrant. So not only is he lying, he's acting unlawfully and illegally.
Luke.
Yeah?
I just got a letter from the bailiff saying that they're going to come and arrest me. Is that true?
No. These bailiffs will say anything and everything to collect the funds from you. It's very rare that you can go to jail for a debt. And it's only for council tax and criminal debt. And the council tax is in the most extreme circumstances where they've done the liability audit, they've done the magistrates court rate, they've done everything and anything possible to collect that debt. And it's not that you're struggling, but it's that you're actively avoiding paying the debt. That is the only time that they can start looking at court action and prosecution and all that side of stuff. A bailiff can't arrest you. They don't have the powers to do so. Only the police can. And it's only in the instances, like I said, with that council tax. So, no. But what I would say is get in touch, get some help, because the bailiff's taking absolute liberties there.
Thanks.
Bailiffs, stop lying to people. I've had 3 clients this morning alone that have told me bailiffs are going to force entry into their property. And all 3 times, they've lied. There are only 2 instances where bailiffs can actually force entry. The first one, if they've already been in the property and have got a signed controlled goods agreement, or second, if they've applied to the courts and they've got a magistrates court writ. Unless they have that, they can only enter via peaceful means. That's not climbing through a window, it's not clambering over back fences, it's walking through an unlocked door. They also can't enter the property at all if there is only children in there, so only people aged under 18 in the property. I've had clients ringing me while they're at work with bailiffs hammering on the door during half term with just the kids in the house. And the best ones, trying to take vehicles that have blue badges that are on finance. If the vehicle is on finance or is a PIP, mobility, or you have a blue badge for the vehicle, they cannot take it. And they can't tell you that they're going to take it. And if you're getting threats from bailiffs, if they're at the door, if they've put a letter through, if they're ringing you, get in touch with me. Use the link that's in the bio, use the Inquire Now button, get in touch, and let's see what we can do to get some legal protection put into place for you so they can't come back at all.
This is for anybody who's received a parking fine and has the bailiffs after them. And by the way, this is not for the parking fines that you get that are for the private parking. This is only if a council or, government official has given you this parking fine and you've now been transferred to the bailiffs. So I had to do a little bit of research just for personal situations, and like all these boroughs, first of all, why have your prices gone up so much for parking fines? Like you don't even cut the grass in your local area to be charging that kind of fines. But anyway, it's like I feel like they're using it now a lot more than they were before in the past. So like literally anyone is getting fines, tickets, bailiffs at their door, and it's just ridiculous because it actually does impact your mental health. So here's what to do, or here's the information that you need to know the next time a bailiff turns up on your door and tells you to pay them. Number one is, a lot of people don't realise, but they actually can't clamp your car if you do not own the car. If you do not own the vehicle, they cannot be clamping you, because if it's on something like finance, you do not own the vehicle outright. Therefore, it does not belong to you. Therefore, it cannot be used against you in terms of clamping or trying to take the vehicle from you. So if you ever have an incident where the bailiffs turn up at your door, or you've parked your car outside in the evening, and then in the morning when you're on your way to work, the car is clamped, you can actually call them up and say, I'm actually not going to pay this because my car is on finance. I don't actually own the car does not belong to me. This also works if the car is in somebody else's name and not yours, or if somebody else is like connected to the vehicle. You can actually just say the car does not belong to you, therefore they cannot clamp it, and they need to come and remove the clamp. I think it's in something like 2 hours. It's like a short amount of time. They can't wait no 24 hours to unclamp that vehicle. So you better tell them, get your ass over here now and unclamp my vehicle. Don't be so disrespectful. The next thing you need to know, if this doesn't apply to you, is that you can actually request a grace period, right? And what this looks like is you can call somewhere like Money Wellness and they can do this for you and apply for the forms to make it easier. It's a long process because they want to determine whether or not you can pay it. I could actually pay it, so I didn't have to go through that process. I was just being like, I'm actually not paying this because I haven't even received the letters. What are they on about? And that was my separate challenge. But it gives you some time to basically go through your options, challenge the PCN, do all the things that you need to do. And during that time, during this grace period, the bailiffs are not allowed to do anything. So they're not allowed to touch your car. You can drive it freely. You can park it anywhere. They can't do anything because you've actually requested a 60-day grace period. Now, something to know about this is you can only request a 60-day grace period once in the year. So I think it's something like you can only do it once every 12 months. It might even be longer than that. I haven't actually checked. But yeah, you can't do it like frequently. You can't apply for 60-day grace period and then apply for another 60 days straight after. It's like that's your only 2 months to sort things out. In that time, you can obviously appeal the parking fine. You can get solicitor advice, all that kind of stuff. You can speak to Citizen Advice Bureau, and that gives you some time to really understand and make sure that you have some cards close to your chest that you can play once that grace period is over. Another thing that's important to know, which I didn't know about this when you apply for the grace period, is that they stop everything that's on like credit. So any kind of credit cards you have, any kind of payments, you're not allowed to use those means throughout this grace period. So if you have like a Barclay card or like a Capital One card, whatever it is, you cannot use those in terms of spending. You can still pay into it, but what it does is it allows you a grace period to not pay anything that's on credit. So anything that you're paying back, you'll receive like a little message from the company, for example, PayPal, saying, we've noticed that you're on a grace period. We don't expect any payments during this time. But also, as a condition of this, you're not allowed to use that account to pay for anything either. So that's something to keep in mind. So if your spending is basically majority on credit cards, you could be in trouble because you wouldn't be able to spend those credit cards. Again, I don't know if Amex is included in this, but it's something that you should research before you apply for this grace period that they do give you. Again, the place that you can go to that I know is commonly known is Money Wellness, but you can also speak to Citizens Advice Bureau to see what other methods you can go through in order to access this 60-day grace period. Moral of the story is, if your car is on finance and the bailiffs are after you, tell them to unclamp you right now. They have no respect. They're not allowed to touch a vehicle that does not belong to you. And hopefully this gives you a little bit of time to buy back whilst you are sorting out either funds to pay this bailiff or finding the process to challenge the PCN that you've been provided. I hope this helps.
Look at the date on it and I'm going to tell you exactly what I need. There's 3 other forms of proof. I know exactly what I have to say now. So,
mate, you didn't follow protocol.
Did I not? No.
No.
It's all recording, sir.
I don't care. Yeah, so you didn't identify yourself as the bailiff.
First thing I did was
no, you didn't. The first thing you did was clamp the vehicle.
And then that's
right. Yeah, first thing you did.
Want to show the invoice?
You haven't put a notice to save him on.
You're obstructing me, sir.
I haven't. No, you haven't put a notice on there. You haven't followed protocol.
You did not obstruct me.
I've tried. No. You were standing at my window. You could have put it on there.
Unfortunately,
I don't care.
You don't care.
Listen, you don't have privity and contract. You're just a third-party interloper.
Perfect. Okay, we're now going to make arrangements to dispatch the tow truck. You know, that's fine.
Hey, Listen, listen.
That was the last conversation.
That's fine. That's fine. You haven't followed protocol.
I'm not going to test liability under the circumstances.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
I've showed you proof. I showed you proof. That vehicle. Showed you proof of the vehicle. Now you're doing it.
I am now.
Now you're doing it.
Correct, I am now, but I've had an opportunity once there's no more aggression.
No, there was no more aggression. You didn't follow protocol.
Oh, I did indeed.
Okay, I don't care.
That's fine. You don't need to care. Your vehicle is going to be removed.
Okay, we'll see about that.
We will. That's the thing. We will see. We will see.
It's on the window ledge, I think. Okay. Is it? What the fuck?
Yeah, I'm a police officer.
You're a police officer? You're not a police officer?
Torn off a clamp on body one video, a vehicle, you're arrested for I'm on the corner, I'm holding
Fucking prick.
This isn't just about unpaid bills. It's about a system that profits from people's lowest moments. Bailiffs turning up like bounty hunters, taking goods, humiliating families, and calling it justice. TikTok's shown us the raw truth. People scared, angry, and left with nothing but a warning letter and an empty house. How did we get here? And why is this still legal? Seen it happen? Been through it yourself? Drop your experience in the comments. It's time we stop suffering in silence. And if you're done watching this country crumble, hit that subscribe button. Rants is shouting back, and we're only getting louder.